I'm doing all right. How are you? I what? I hear you fine. Can they hear me? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now it's great. So, let's start again. Sorry, everyone.
What?
Let's start
We
again.
did it!
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to a new podcast. It's been a long time. My name is Ian Saeed, but most people know me as Tacho. And today we had the pleasure to talk with Beatrice, better known as Mystic, one of the top ranked players in Louisiana. Mystic is a veteran player since Smash 4 that has been known in recent years to be one of the best Mii Swordfighter Mains in North America. Super happy that she's the first player on my podcast in this new year. Mystic, how are you?
I'm good. I'm doing all right.
Awesome. I'm glad I can hear that. Do you want to start?
Wait, what?
I'm glad to hear that. Do you want to start?
Do I want to start? What?
Like the podcast.
We want to start with the
The
questions.
interview with the questions.
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 I don't have any questions.
Here, here, fun track raw. I don't know if you know that person says video games, and Alexandra says good morning. I guess. I know. Jim.
Good morning, Alexandra. I know her.
Okay, cool. I wanted to start the podcast knowing about your past with the game. So, how long have you been playing Smash aside from the competitive scene?
I like played it casually pretty much throughout my entire life. Like both my brothers and I would play like Melee as a kid, and then when Brawl came out, we played it. I was like the worst in the family, but like I'd want to play it the most. And then like Smash 4 came out, and I like got that day one, and I played that a bit. And it was like during Smash 4 when I decided I wanted to like try it out competitively, just because I've like seen YouTube and stuff. Like I saw the competitive scene on YouTube, and I was like, that looks cool. I want to do that.
And how did you find out about the competitive scene?
Originally, it was from a YouTube video from like some convention where JonTron was like entered a tournament, and I'd known him from YouTube, and I was like, oh, so they have like tournaments for this. And then he just got absolutely destroyed by T.O. Joe's Meta Knight, and I'm just like, this dude's crazy. In fact, that actually kind of influenced me because he had all three of his taunts set to grab, and because of that, I've always had my taunts mapped to grab, and I still do to this day.
Okay.
I have no idea why he did it. I don't think I've ever once used it in bracket, but I still have my taunts mapped to grab.
Weird, but alright. Do you remember your first tournament?
Yes, it was MLG finals because it was a major that just happened in my region. It's the only Smash major that's ever happened here to my knowledge. And I knew Louisiana's local scene exists, but I didn't know where the tournaments or when they happened. I would have liked to know, but like this was the only tournament I knew about that I could go to, so I went. I went one too. I got like a bunch of top players' autographs, and it was just a really great time.
Awesome. And how was your experience overall? How did you do you win like 0-2 or do you won against someone?
1-2.
1-2. Oh, that's pretty cool.
It was a game 3 Sonic Ditto. The guy SD'd on his last stock. We take those. It was dead even the entire set, but we take it.
I wish that my first tournament was 1-2, but here we are.
What was your first tournament?
My first tournament was Frame Perfect Argentina, and I went 0-2.
Oh.
Yeah. And I lost on the stream, that was the worst part.
Yeah.
You lost in round 1.
I'm not going to. go to the tournament.
Come on. Hi to Roger XD4 X4. I don't know. Say hi. We're going back to the podcast. Where does the tag Mystic come from?
So, it was originally Mystic Star, which is what I came up with when I was 11 on League of Legends. And then I just kind of liked the sound of it. I semi stole it from somebody I met from a game forever ago, but I just liked the sound of it. I found it cool, so I just kind of stuck with it. And then after a while, I eventually just shortened it to Mystic because I thought that just looked better, sounded better, all that.
That's cool. Hi, Ivo. Here's Ivo. So you're not the. Now you're the boomer because Ivo is here. Hola, Ivo. ¿Cómo estás?
Hola, Ivo. Yeah, I don't have a house.
Well, going back to the podcast. Oh, Roger here says that he's from South America. Oh, cool. ¿De dónde sos, Roger? Well, going back to the podcast. Back in Smash 4, you used to play with Bayonetta and Bowser. What do you like about those characters?
So basically in any game, whenever I hit somebody, I want to hit them hard. I like getting a lot off of just one single hit. And when Bayo came out and she was supposed to be this super cool combo character, and I thought she was going to be really good, and I was like, sure, this character looks really fun. So I tried her out, and I was horrible with her at first, very, very bad. But I just kind of stuck with her, and eventually she became my main. And then I don't remember exactly why I picked up Bowser, but I just played him for a week, and I was like, wait, this character is extremely easy, and he's pretty good. And then I just kind of kept playing him too.
Smash for Bowser, it was insane. Smash Ultimate Bowser is insane as well.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, yeah. How do you feel that was your journey? How do you feel your journey was throughout Smash 4?
I definitely learned a lot from the game and playing it a bunch in tournaments. But I don't except for a little bit towards the very end of Smash 4, I kind of sucked at it for the entirety. I didn't start really understanding parts of the game and how to genuinely get better at a pace I'm happy with until right before the game died, and it was after Ultimate's announcement and all. I was beginning to pick up the pace, but I didn't really get particularly amazing. I never was ranked in Louisiana. I don't think I was ever a contender for Louisiana's PR. I was okay, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, that happens to a lot of people. What was your reaction with all the trailers on this new Smash game before Ultimate was launched? Talking about the Inkling teaser and the E3 announcement and everything.
I was very, very, very excited. I didn't have a Switch, but a new Smash game with every character that's ever been in the series, that just sounded really cool to me. And then seeing that Pichu was back in was really cool because I wanted to main Pichu. I wanted to main Pichu in Melee, but he sucked, and I was like, oh wait, I get to try Pichu. That's gonna be great. And then I played him for a weekend, didn't like him, but that's beside the point. But yes, I was very, very happy about that. I was hyped.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. It happened to me as well with Young Link. I tried it for a weekend. It sucks. I didn't like it. But it happens to everyone. And with the jump of Smash 4 to Ultimate, was it hard to adapt to this new game?
Yeah. There are a lot of mechanic changes, obviously. I went from Bayonetta to Isabelle, which functioned completely differently as characters. So I had to learn how to play her. it was definitely really hard at first, and I like at the beginning of Ultimate was losing to players who didn't even play Smash 4, so like I took the transition pretty rough, I guess.
It was rough for like half of the people, and the other half it was like great. It
Mhm.
was great for me. I hated Smash 4.
Mhm.
And what was your like your perspective on this Bowser and Bayonetta when the game came out, and what is your perspective on them now?
At the beginning when I tried to Bayo, I was like, this character sucks. Like they gutted her. She's gone. Goodbye. I'm not playing this character anymore. And then Bowser, I was like, okay, up throw up air isn't a thing anymore. Goodbye. I'm happy to be an Isabelle main. Woo!
And why did you stop playing with Isabel then?
um, I kind of like gradually transitioned to Sword Fighter because like I mained Isabelle and I like had Sword Fighter and Greninja as like secondaries, and then like I decided that was too many characters, and ironically I thought Sword Fighter was gonna be better in the future. I thought he had more potential.
Here we
So
are.
I like secondary Sword Fighter, and then like as like tournaments went on, I just like noticed myself gravitating towards Sword Fighter more and more, even though I was a quote unquote Isabelle main. And then after a while, I just kind of stopped going her in bracket and was a solo Sword Fighter main at that point.
Yeah, makes sense. How do you feel about Mii Swordfighter in the current offline meta?
He sucks. He is garbage.
I mean, it's not the worst character in the game, but I don't know.
He's getting there. I don't think he's like Ganon or Mac level bad, but like that's like the lowest tier. He's like the second lowest tier, you know. Instead of Motel 6, you got like the cheapest room in a Harriet. Like nothing great, but he sometimes gets the job done when he chooses to function. I think he's
I,
bottom 10, and I think he's bad.
I mean, at least it's viable, you know? At least. It's not
So
like
we disagree on that.
shit.
I don't think he's solo main viable. I don't know. I don't know. I love the character so much, but I would never recommend anybody solo main him without like a secondary or something to cover the rough matchups.
Do you play with other characters in tournaments though? Or you just solo
No,
Mii Swordfighter?
just Sword Fighter. Throughout quarantine, I like kinda picked up Zelda and got her to like what was probably tournament ready, and played a bunch of her, and then I just kind of stopped playing her for a few months. So now she's in this like weird spot where she's like 100% my second best character, and if I like spent like a week or two getting her back to shape, she'd probably be tournament ready. But nah, just Sword Fighter at the moment.
Alright. How do you feel your playstyle changes in comparison to other top level Mii Swordfighter mains though?
I think I have like the most diverse game plan out of all of them because for starters, I main a very wild moveset to them. Like almost every sword fighter main uses 1-3-2-2, but I actually main 1-1-1-2. And I counterpick movesets more than most sword fighter players do. And I generally play completely differently. Like when I'm using Chakram, I'm generally playing a patient game plan. I'm camping. I'm just throwing projectiles. But when I take it away, I'm usually the approacher. I'm going to be playing much more aggressive, and my like playstyle is going to be much more centered around my advantage state and using that as a win condition rather than my zoning and my neutral.
Right. Makes sense. Like, here in Argentina, there was a Mr. Friday main that had, I think, 1-3-2, and I asked him why, because he was the most, I think it was the most competitive team, but after I saw you in low tier CD7, I was like, nah, I think any kind of like moveset works, but it will depend on the player, not on the moveset, I think.
I think a lot of players like got that impression after like my set with 8-Man at Low City, because not going 1-3-3-2 or 1-3-2-2 at the time was like basically unheard of. I think I was like the first person to like use a different moveset and like actually do decent and like get attention away from Chakram and SSD.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and here we are with Mystic. Here I vote. He changed 500 toucher points,
Oh no.
so toucher could say a take.
No.
So I leave it on you, Mystic. Choose a topic like movies, music, TV series, video games, anything, and I say a take about that.
I think they'd like to hear your SpongeBob take.
Oh, my SpongeBob about how SpongeBob is the worst animated TV series of all time. Like, even the first seasons were bad. So yeah, I mean, it makes people stupider.
I'm sorry.
Honey, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry, I know I'm stupid. You didn't have to say it.
I just want to throw out that I am a huge SpongeBob fan. I love SpongeBob.
Yeah, me too. Why do you hate us?
Hmm?
Us.
I don't hate people that watches SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
I just hate SpongeBob. I find its humor really boring and dull. I don't know. It's kind of.
Press F to be respected.
It's kind. I feel like it's kind of forced somehow. I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
I know, like, I found this rock in the middle of the ocean. and
How did we know that it isn't a boulder, though?
Huh?
It's not a boulder, it's a rock!
Or there's fire on the water. Like,
Have you ever watched?
But how, though? How is there fire underwater? They're in Bikini Bottom!
Have you ever?
I watched a couple of episodes of
The
SpongeBob to
first.
give it a try.
The first episode is epic. I promise.
Whatever.
It's so fucking epic.
Sure, whatever. But going back to I will say.
A lot of stuff.
Here says I will touch on. I agree with your take that SpongeBob is a really bad TV series, but there are animated series that are worse. Yeah, I mean I know there are, but I know there probably are worse animated series that worse than SpongeBob. I mean, there's Kid vs. Cat, but
Oh yeah. We don't talk about that here.
I don't know the TV series that I think is the most overrated is SpongeBob. At least people can agree with that. I think.
I think you're overrated.
Whoa! Andy, you cannot read this. You cannot read this.
No,
You cannot read this.
tell me.
You cannot read this.
Tell me.
No.
I won't get mad, I promise. Ay, vos estás baneado del Discord.
Here, I will says, in my opinion, Steven Universe is worse, for example. I mean, I don't like Steven Universe.
Stop!
I mean, I don't like Steven Universe.
Stop!
But I don't feel like it's worse than SpongeBob.
Steven Universe is beautiful. It's a masterpiece. Stop, please. You're hurting my feelings. I want to cry right now.
I don't know why people like watch Steven Universe and say it's better than Adventure Time, a regular show. Like,
It's not better than Adventure Time, regular show.
oh, thank God.
It's awesome.
Adventure Time is based.
What?
She says that Adventure Time is based. What you mean by that?
It means Adventure Time is very good.
Okay, thank you.
I'm an Adventure Time fan.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
I don't know people. I don't know anyone that says that Adventure Time is bad. I haven't met them yet.
My mom.
If I ever like know somebody and they say Adventure Time's bad, I don't know them anymore. That's for sure.
My mom says that sometimes.
Here, Alexander says, "Okay, but we can all agree that My Little Pony is based, though." No.
My Little Pony is weird and bizarre and cute at the same time. It's weird.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
I haven't watched a lot of My Little Pony to say if it is good or not.
Can
So-
we agree that Sonic X is the best thing ever?
No.
Why?
Because it's not.
It is. It's so nice.
Well, going back to the podcast,
I missed
Mystic,
that.
how do you usually practice for a tournament? Lots of lab and training mode, playing online, watching replays and VODs. What do you do?
All of the above. I play the game like a lot. That's definitely like my primary source. But like a lot of times I'll like theory craft something like if I'm in the car in the shower, or like I'll do a VOD review. Like there are other top Sword Fighter players, and a lot of us are like pretty active in the Sword Fighter Discord. So if like somebody says they discovered something, my immediate thought is I need to get better than them at this because I can't have someone being better than me at it. Yeah, I'm in the lab a lot, playing a lot, VOD review, watching other Sword Fighter players, seeing what they're doing wrong, and make sure I don't do the same stuff.
Damn.
I love how competitive.
You love how competitive Mystic is?
Yes. Sounds so nice, so good, so blessed.
Do you
I support you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I don't support Tachi.
do you support me? Why?
Because you just play here because no, honey, oh my god, yeah, I support you, honey, yeah, yes. Look at that face, support that face, pay him money, what? I have $17.
I mean, I have $17.
That's what look at you. That's more than I have. I have $4. 4.
Oh, it's enough.
I love my $4.
But going back to the podcast, what is usually your mentality when you're in a tournament setting?
I try not to think about really anything that isn't other win this game that I'm playing right now. Like, I generally will listen to music or ASMR or something and just drown out every other noise in the venue. Try not to think about the matchup or who I'm playing against. Only think about win the game that I am playing right now. Because those other thoughts kind of, I feel like they distract you if you, like, think about, oh my gosh, this player is really good, I want to beat them, or, oh no, this matchup's so hard, I'm going to whine about it instead of thinking about how to beat this person. Yeah, that's a great way to win. Nah, I only think about the game.
I'm sorry.
It makes sense. But hold up, did you say that you listen to ASMR while you play?
Yes, I find it very relaxing.
Interesting.
Interesting. I've never been a fan.
I'm a very big fan of it.
I've never been into it. Yeah, ASMR. No, yeah,
Mhm.
but I think the worst type of videos on.
Fuck. ASMR. I'm sorry.
But I think the worst videos on YouTube and TikTok are the oddly satisfying videos. I find them completely unsatisfying. Oh no, sorry.
I guess my ASMR videos will be making food.
No, the making food ASMR or people eating are the worst ASMR videos ever.
Making food?
I can agree with that. I'm not
Like,
I'm not that big of a fan of
people
mukbang as I am.
eating ASMR is the worst ASMR ever.
It's weird.
Not only it's weird, but
oddly
it's gross.
satisfying.
No, it is. It's oddly unsatisfying. It's unsatisfying. It's like gross. Ugh, it just makes me feel grumpy just think about that.
I'll just keep watching people making food.
Going back to the podcast before I had like flashbacks about that. Is there a play that you like to watch? Could be either a Mii Swordfighter main and or not.
I don't really have that many like biases towards players actually. I like to watch melee low tier mains if anything, because like I feel like melee is much more unbalanced than ultimate. Like, my best motivation, since I think Sword Fighter's bad, is seeing these other characters playing a character that nobody can argue is good, and just going crazy with them and just outplaying their opponents. I guess that's like what I like watching the most.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. How do you feel is the level of the competitive scene in Louisiana compared to other communities in the U.S.?
Louisiana's a very top-heavy scene for sure. Like, there's like the top 5 who are like noticeably like there's a little gap between 5 and 6, and then there's the lower half of PR and like the people who contend PR, and that's really about all. Like, outside of those people that contest PR, like the PR contesters generally just like beat everyone else.
Alright.
Like, the good players in Louisiana generally don't get upset often, unless it's like from somebody else who's also like, oh, that dude's actually pretty good. Like, outside of the top 5, like the PR doesn't really miss top 8 at monthlies for the most part.
Wow. Damn. Damn.
Like, I think our top players are like really good, but again, it's very top heavy.
We are just peasants.
What?
We are just peasants.
We are just peasants.
Yeah. We're nothing. We're nothing.
If anyone in the chat wants to ask something in particular, you can ask. It's okay. Here I will ask favorite Smash character move animation.
Favorite move animation. I guess Sword Fighter's Burning Blade. It's a neutral B that I don't really use in bracket, but it is a very funny move.
It's what I use in my Sword Fighter like moveset. It's my favorite neutral B.
It's certainly a fun move.
Well, here's a question that I wanted to ask. On the second weekend of July,
Oh my god,
during
yes.
of July 2019, during Low Tier City 7, on winners round 2 of pools, pool F5. After the first game where you went for a spike with a stone scabbard to the ledge into a downer, followed by another stone scabbard that led to a spike. After that amazing game, you grabbed a bottle of Elmer's glue and drank some of it. The first question that comes to anyone's mind after seeing that atrocity, and the one I'm asking you, is why?
Why?
Followed by, was it really glue, or it was something like pudding, yogurt, or mayo?
As for why, it wasn't even my idea originally, but like my friends and I, were like basically drinking glue the whole time because she she told me that we were gonna do this like as we got there, and I was like, this is really funny, and then like she jokingly said right before I played, what if you ate glue on stream? And I was like, nah, there's no way I'm gonna do that. And then I got one of like the craziest spikes of my life against a PGR player on stream at a major, and I'm like, okay, there's no better time ever to do this, and so I just did it.
So was it really
I thought it would
glue?
be hilarious.
So was it really glue?
Wait, what? I signed a non-disclosure agreement.
Oh.
Wouldn't you like to know?
No, if it comes with a non-closure agreement.
Yeah.
Oh.
The only way you would have been able to find out is if you drank glue with me. That's what I told Sam, and that's what I'm telling you.
I wanna try it.
You wanna try glue now?
I will actually. That moment was pretty intense, and it looked so delightful. I was like, now I'm curious. I wanna try it.
You wanna try glue? Normally that sounds bad considering that people like that. But considering that like hold up. You wanna try glue or you wanna try glue?
I wanna try eating glue.
Oh, okay. Nothing like.
It's non-toxic. What's the problem?
No, not drinking glue. Like
Because people sniff stuff.
yeah, like a drug.
Yeah. But not that.
Ah, I gotcha.
I mean, it's technically
That
not
glue,
that glue,
is a
but
non-toxic
like
glue
that is a non-toxic glue.
for kids glue.
Like for kids glue.
But the other one, the one that someone uses for fix shoes,
Exactly, that one.
fixing shoes.
Yeah.
Shoes.
No, please no.
No, I don't want to try that.
Okay, thank God. Thank God.
Oh, I have the other one in my house. I'm gonna try that later.
Here I will ask 3 questions. What
Why?
do you? Oh, come on, I will. What do you think about Kyogre the Pokemon?
He's cool. He's not my favorite legendary or anything, but he's cool.
There's a meme. Joking. Oh, wait, hold up. I don't know. I don't remember which. I don't remember which one it was. Hold up. I want to see something. Hold up. I don't know if they work right now, but hold up. There's something I want to try quickly.
I'm very curious.
Hold up. There's something I want to try in the chat, and I'm seriously like, cool. Well, it's great.
Elevator music.
Elevator music. Damn, it doesn't work yet. There was a bot that I wanted to like a command from Nightbot, but I don't know why it's not working. So damn it.
Because it hates you.
It was a bot called iBot, and basically it says like things that only iBot will say, like Kyogre is the best Pokemon, or I'm the best Mario main. I'm the best Mario main in Argentina, and followed by I lost to the other best Mario main in Argentina. Or things like Mario is top tier. Have you seen his combo game? And followed by Tacho, and followed by Ivo explaining for 3 hours Mario's combo game. Or what else? I think there was one of Ivo stole my identity. I'm the real Ivo. Please help me.
Please help me.
But yeah, I think it was that. I'm fixing it soon in in the next podcast. Well, the other question that I will ask, um, is there a character you wanted to use but you never could learn anything about him or her?
Um, I guess the closest thing to that was once the case was Sheik, because I like Sheik as a character. I think she's really cool. But I tried to play her, and I was like, this character is super underwhelming. Like, even after I was like labbing her and getting down even some of like the creative combos, I was like, yeah, this character is not that good. So at the moment, not really.
Alright. Here Alexandra asks, "How was your day?" Oh, what a good question.
A little on the busy side, but pretty good, pretty good.
Um, then Geico asks, "Hey, says, hey yo, hi Geico, how are you?" Going back to the podcast, is there a set that you remember playing to this day? And if there is, what was your mentality during that set?
There's a lot of sets that I like remember, but I guess a few that stuck out to me. My first state PR win in Ultimate will always be like kind of cool. Like it was versus like my first time being RJ was pretty big because like he's even in Smash 4 he was always just like this untouchable guy. So like I just could not beat him. And then even in Ultimate for a while I could not beat him. And then like I was getting closer and closer at weeklies. And then like obviously it was a weekly so it wasn't a PR event, but it just like felt good to finally win 2-1 for the first time when I kept losing to him, to his PT, to his Inkling, to his everyone.
Yeah.
The 8-Bit Man said, obviously, because that's like the closest I've ever been to a PGR win, and I was one DFP away from not throwing in a 100% lead, but we don't need to worry about all that. um, and I guess my first time making it out of pools versus BC at standoff, that was also a pretty cool set.
Awesome. Cool.
I got like an uppy spike at 57, and I remember like I could barely hear the crowd because of my music, but I heard a bunch of Louisiana start screaming when that happened, and I was like, yeah, people cheering for me, Swordfighter for once. Woo!
Who's your bracket demon?
My bracket demon. This is kind of tricky because I don't really think I have a bracket demon per se. I feel like every player I lose to is just better than me, and I wouldn't really call that a bracket demon. But like the player who I just like cannot beat the most would probably be Zai. He's number 2 in Louisiana, and we go to school in the same region, and I've gotten second to him at so many weeklies at this point. Like he wins every weekly, I get second all the time, or at least back before COVID. So I guess he'd be like the closest thing.
Here Geico says, Mystic over here representing us Mii Swordfighters. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
And then I will ask, which do you think is the best up tilt, best down tilt, and best forward tilt in the game? Interesting question.
I never like. Oh god, that's putting me on the spot because I never like thought about that.
Neither did I.
There's a lot of busted down tilts. I could see a case for Swordfighter having the best down tilt, or maybe like Rod. No, Rod's just unsafe and hit at bottom percents. God, this is hard.
Yeah,
I guess like I've barely thought about this cop-out answer. Down tilt, Swordfighter, F tilt. Who's got a really good F tilt? I know Toon Link's got a really good one. Belmont's got a Belmont. His F tilt's crazy. And up tilt. I'm like frantically looking through the characters list right now.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
He's got the best up tilts. Maybe Falco?
I'm gonna say.
Or maybe, like, I don't know if you count, like, proximity jab on Shotos as an up tilt, because you could do that. Or Snake.
I'm gonna say up tilt. It will be between Mario, Snake, and Falco and Shulk for the best up tilt. Best forward tilt. I would say Belmont's definitely like. I don't think there is a better tilt than that. And best down tilt between Rob, Swordfighter, Lucas.
Fox is pretty good.
Fox is pretty good. But honestly, I think
The Younglings is also really good.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it could be Rob's. But I could be wrong. I hear Geico says Chic forward tilt is busted. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Busted as a combo extender, like a combo extender for sure, but in neutral, I actually think it's not that great. Like, I don't think you're gonna be, like, throwing out very many raw F tilts in neutral, because that kind of goes against Sheik's game plan from what I, like, gathered and from, like, what I learned from, like, Void's guide. Because she wants to play a little bit further back and, like, run up F tilt as, like, kind of a high commitment option, especially if they can just, like, DI it. So you'd mostly be using it as, like, a combo extender.
Yeah. Here, Ivo says Min for the best forward tilt, Incineroar for the best down tilt, and Falco for best.
Yeah, Min-Min's a really good forward tilt.
Yeah. Yes.
Incin?
No, Incineroar.
And his down tilt's really good.
Really good.
I don't know about best, but his is also really good.
It's really good. Well, what's your going back to the podcast? What's your opinion on online tournaments?
Wi-Fi sucks. Like, I don't know, like, it's cool that there's so many online tournaments and stuff. Like, I definitely enter them a lot. Like, I kind of enjoy them sometimes, hate them sometimes. Like, obviously, I don't think they should have very much bearing on any, like, say, offline seating or, like, at all. Like, I don't think Wi-Fi can predict offline. But, I mean, I think it's cool that they, like, have, like, that the online scene is thriving right now, that, like, there's so many tournaments you can enter every day. Like, I like that they happen, I just don't like Smash Ultimate Wi-Fi.
Makes sense.
And also, there's, like, a lot of potential for dumb stuff to happen in Wi-Fi tournaments, like lag tests making sets last 30 minutes, or, like, a person not doing, like, checking in or whatever. I mean, like checking in after a set, or, like, trying to lie to the TOs or whatnot, or just, like, being crazy toxic. Like, there's a lot more capacity for something stupid to happen during them.
Oh, definitely. Here Geico asks, Mystic, what is your worst matchup for Mii Swordfighter? My guess is Pichu, cause that's what a lot of the Discord says.
Yeah, I think it's Pichu. I think that Pichu's the only matchup that's unwinnable at high level.
Really? Why?
So every single one of our combo trees gets either nerfed or gutted versus him. Tornado doesn't combo on him, even if we two-frame. Down tilt combos get nerfed. He falls out of forward air, so I can't do double forward air. He falls out of just a lot of our moves. SSD pretty often. Stone Scabbard pretty often. He has one of the better SDI is harder than most characters out of Hero Spin. Like, since he's such a fast faller, we don't really get to do nair jab blocks on him that much because he hits the ground before we can, like, actually reset. He's short, so he's hard to hit with, like, falling aerials, like, say, falling back air, which is another combo starter or falling up air. He outmaneuvers Swordfighter both in the air and in the ground. So even though he's the lightest character in the game, he's also one of the ones we have the hardest time killing, surprisingly, if they can DI down throw up air. Because down throw up air kills at like 65 if they like don't have their hand on the controller or have like grandma reaction time. But outside of that, we generally need a raw hit to kill him. And he's a really good character at not getting hit by a raw hit, and because he can abuse our very, very bad out of shield game. Like, he can pressure us so easily, and we just kind of gotta sit there and take it. And then usually I'll kill him with like a straight F tilt or up tilts in like mid 150s or like even later. Like, he just kind of outclasses us in every single category, in my opinion, except potentially damage output, but I think since our damage gets nerfed on him, he does outclass us in that too.
That's a horrible matchup.
Yeah, it's the only one I'd probably prefer Zelda over, even though I haven't been playing it. Like, it's rough.
Going back to the podcast, do you feel Mii Swordfighter improved or gets worsened by this online meta?
Better. Down throw up, it's a lot harder to react to down throw up air, and that alone is a giganto turbo buff, because it buffs one of our two worst things, like kill power, because it takes this combo that I hit like almost never offline in my region, and now I'm hitting everyone with it. Yes, sir! Give me that! And then, like, obviously Chakram gets kind of buffed by Wi-Fi. NATO gets buffed by Wi-Fi if they don't know how to play around it.
Yeah.
And so, because of that, yeah, I think he does.
Yep. Well, we've been talking a lot with Mystic. Now I want to talk to Beatrice for a little bit. So tell us, what do you like to do besides playing video games?
Well, outside of Smash, like, I sing and play a lot of instruments like ukulele or kalimba. Like, I was actually a music major before settling down in journalism. But, like, honestly, not, like, too much, because Smash and school are pretty much the two biggest things in my life at the moment. So, like, outside of Smash, music's really all I do. That's not literally school.
Good. Makes sense. So you're now studying journalism, and how did you decide to study that career, and do you like it so far?
I kind of settled on journalism because English has always been like one of my best subjects. Like, I'm really good at writing, and like it was something that like I was like relatively good at compared to other subjects in school, and it's like something that like could realistically apply potentially to both the like Smash or music. So like I could take my hobbies and like put them into the two things I do outside of school. So I really liked that about it. And yeah, I like the journalism program. Like, I'm good at it. Like, it definitely feels like the classes actually help me way more than they did like as a music major. There's way less like classes that I'm like, why am I taking this? What is this gonna help me for? So yeah.
That makes sense. Well, as you said, you studied you had this music major. Why did you started that career, and why did you left, if I can ask?
When I went to college, I was very confident I was gonna be a music major the whole time. Surprisingly, like singing was just like my thing. Like, I had the silver medallion in the honors choir for school. I was like I did Almia All State. Like, I was kind of the choir kid. Like, singing was just like my thing. Like, it's always just been singing and Smash have been like my two hustles outside of school. And like, obviously there's no major for Smash, so I was like, okay, I'll just major in singing. And then I quit it for a couple reasons. The like biggest one is probably the crowd. Like, the music major crowd at my school It's just simply, to put it nicely, not my people. Like, nothing against them or anything, but it's just not my crowd. They're like I said earlier, there were a lot of classes that I took that were like, why am I taking this? How is this going to help me be a better singer? Or like, what's the relevance to this? And then the school, just like itself, like the music building wasn't very well kept compared to other buildings. And like they made a few executive like decisions, like getting rid of one of the voice professors that everybody loved, and they like treated her kind of bad. And like all that together, I was just like, I don't think I want to do this music major stuff anymore. Maybe in another world it could have worked out, but I just ended up switching.
That makes sense. Hi Viren, how are you? He's a player from South America. Question for Mystic: do you play other fighting games aside from Smash?
No.
Alright, cool.
I, Outside of Smash, the game I'm probably best at is Hearthstone, but no fighting games.
Alright, cool. Well, going back to the podcast, what instruments do you know how to play?
A lot. Like I mentioned earlier, ukulele and kalimba are probably my biggest two. Xylophone, bass, drums. I forget if I said piano. And those are those are the six that I probably like know the best. Oh, wait, ocarina too. I know ocarina too. And I learned recorder as a joke. Like that instrument that like we all had to learn in like elementary school like music class. I learned that one as a joke, and I could play all of those like competently.
Alright, that's awesome. That's pretty awesome, honestly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And what do you like to sing the most? Like, what is the style of music that you like to sing the most, or play the most?
Probably pop or alternative.
Cool.
I don't know. I have a very whack sense of like I have a very whack music taste. So generally the songs I sing don't co-align fully. I guess alternative kind of does, but pop doesn't fully.
Alright, that makes sense. Um, well, most online and social media have most players online and social media have known that you're furry. When do you find out about this lifestyle, and what's your persona?
So I originally found out I was a furry when I was probably like 13 or 14, but I didn't like start being an active part of the fandom or like branding myself around it until I was around 18, probably. Like around my first year of like college, that was like when I started like really putting myself out there as one.
Cool.
And my persona is a fox based off of birthday cake ice cream.
Oh,
Oh, that's cute.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you. I wanted to have like a creative sona, if that makes sense.
yeah, it makes absolute sense. Well, going through a more serious topic, it's been more than a year with this thing of COVID-19 and quarantine. How do you feel about this new reality, and has COVID affected you in any way?
I have not been a fan of being quarantined. Like, locals were kind of like an income to me for a while. Like, I'd go to multiple locals a week and I'd usually make money from them. So, like, having that be ripped away from me for a year obviously isn't fun. And, like, the timing for it was kind of bad because, like, around the time COVID started, when I was finally like really starting to figure out school, like I was really happy with how my life was going outside of Smash around that time. Like my social life was thriving. I was doing well in all my classes. I was like was into a lot of like really good habits just to be in. I had a good sleep schedule. My dorm room looked very proper, like very clean, neat all the time.
Yeah.
And then COVID's like, okay, so literally everything's gonna change. You can't do anything about it. No more tournaments. Have fun.
yeah, I think that's pretty much like that. Sucks. Sucks a lot.
Yeah, it does. At least we're like getting to the home stretch. Like my parents got their first vaccination recently, which is really cool.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Like my parents are relatively old, so like when I've been like more attentive about COVID than like most of my friends, just because like if I get it, I don't want to transfer to them, and then they have it much worse than I do.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes absolute sense. I think it was like that for the first semester here in Argentina with COVID. I never I think I spent 107 days without leaving my home.
That's what living.
Hmm.
Leaving my home. So not even for shopping or anything because I didn't want to get
Yeah.
COVID and my parents are old as well. So it was a really interesting thing until I met my girlfriend in the midst of COVID. What did you throw at me? Did you throw a bandage?
No?
What the hell is that? You threw me a bandage?
It's a band-aid.
Oh, a band-aid, not a bandage.
It's a
Ah.
band-aid. Yeah, it's...
I'm sorry for the mispronunciation.
Ah.
Well,
Keep going,
the
keep
point is that I met my girlfriend in the midst of COVID and midst of quarantine, so and now it's a little bit more calm, at least here in Argentina, and are tournaments are back. I mean, it has like a capacity and everything, uh, but it's been a rough year, like for anyone.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
think and I think no one was beneficial for this COVID unless you sell like um hill, what hill? Like
Oh my god, I don't know how it's...
the people that sell like toilet paper or
masks.
the masks or gel for hands. I don't know. Unless you were selling that, like making the stuff, I don't think it was a good year for me with COVID. But inside of this pandemic, how do you felt about online classes?
I'd prefer IRL classes over online, but they're good enough. Like, it's what we got, so I just kind of decided that, like, complaining about it or just, like, missing offline isn't really gonna help anything, so I just kind of did them.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like, hmm.
Well, if anyone wants to ask another question to Mystic, you can ask it right now. It's okay. And now I'm gonna get through one of my favorite parts of the podcast and the favorite part of Andy in the podcast.
Yay!
The
Finally!
the lightning round questions of the podcast. We're gonna talk about random questions that I grabbed from webpage on the internet, as well as some couple related to the Smash or video games. So, Mystic,
Alright.
are you ready?
I hope.
Are you sure?
No.
Great. So, what do you think is the Mii's worst costume?
Worst costume. Every single one of them except Sans. Because he had this amazing costume in Smash 4. It was beautiful. It was a work of art. Like, it was one of the nicest things I've ever seen. And then for some reason, they decided to take it out in Ultimate. So all of the costumes suck. They suck. They're literally like Swordfighter on the tier list. Garbage. And then they added Sans. They, like, kind of redeemed it. They tried, but they're trash. Trash. And then Sans is alright.
Please, Mystic, breathe. Breathe. It's okay.
Well, going back to the lightning question. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Birthday cake.
You know, here in Argentina, I think there's birthday cake flavor.
I mean, I guess average birthday cake it will be a vanilla with sprinkles.
Sure, but I don't think that's birthday cake flavor.
It's not like vanilla. They taste noticeably different.
Tastes like birthday cake.
Yeah.
I would really
I don't
like
know,
that.
something about
Yeah, I
something
think
about designing your entire soda off of a flavor of ice cream generally means that's your favorite one.
yo creo que debe saber cómo crema de cero.
Yes.
Here in Argentina, there's a flavor known as crema de cero that's translated to sky cream,
Sky's cream?
like sky cream, yeah.
I don't know.
Because it's blue, you know.
But it tastes
It
like.
tastes like vanilla.
No, it tastes like cotton candy.
It tastes like cotton candy somehow. For it depends on the
Ooh.
depends on the ice cream place that you go. Though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Algo que pensaba de la crema del cielo. I asked it to Ivo if he's still there.
That sounds pretty good. Yeah, I'm still here.
What's your opinion on mint chocolate ice cream?
On what?
On mint and chocolate ice cream.
I much prefer mint vanilla over mint chocolate. I think mint vanilla is pretty good, but but I don't know. I've actually never really liked chocolate ice cream.
Oh my god, that's a hot take.
It's not even like a take. It's just like I don't know. I never liked it personally.
I mean, it's not a flavor that I ask for in an ice cream place,
I just.
but it's a
Okay.
mosquito. Sorry.
Okay. I just
But
feel like it is toothpaste. So,
yeah, mint flavor ice cream tastes like toothpaste.
toothpaste.
So
Oh shit, there it is.
I feel like if it's too strong, it does that. But like the best mint ice creams are when it's like you only really notice it as the aftertaste. Like it's not as pungent when you originally taste it. Like the mint shouldn't. I don't think like mint should be like the primary flavor, but it's a really good like enhancer if that makes sense.
makes sense. Here, Io said completely agrees with me. My favorite ice cream and his favorite ice cream flavor is coffee. I love coffee ice cream.
Ooh.
I love strawberry ice cream.
Yeah, you love strawberry ice cream.
I love strawberry. I want
Strawberry.
strawberry ice cream right now. It's too fucking hot in here.
I mean, I don't think you should eat. My girlfriend unfortunately is lactose intolerant,
And I
but she just
I
doesn't
don't
care.
fucking care.
So it is what it is.
My
I guess.
roommate was like that.
Well, question, like important question. Milk before cereal?
Okay. No milk at all.
Oh.
Dry cereal.
Dry cereal. Nice.
I mean, depends on the cereal, honestly. Like cornflakes?
Dry cornflakes.
I could eat cornflakes with yogurt, not milk, but yeah.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be cornflakes with juice, for example. That's just nasty.
Cornflakes with coffee.
That's also nasty.
Imagine putting like Cheerios and Kool-Aid.
Oh, that must be gross.
That's not nice at all.
That's not nice at all.
That sounds worse than the Mii costumes.
There's a player in Argentina called Shen, and he always asks this question to every player that appears on my podcast. Will you main Ridley?
No. I make decent life decisions. I will not be doing that.
You make decent life decisions, and yet you made Mii Swordfighter, and here we are.
Oh shit.
I don't see the issue. I don't see where the issue is. I was spitting.
I honestly think that Ridley is borderline high tier.
What?
What?
Yeah, I mean here,
Okay.
here in South America, there's a lot of Ridley mains that are in Latin America in general. There's a lot of Ridley mains that have proven to be like top level players. There's Paco in Argentina. There's Lord in Chile. There's Ner in Mexico that won against Dark Wisi. So
I remember that.
Because they know how to use their monos.
I think those Ridley players are just built different. I think Ridley sucks. I think he's worse than Swordfighter. And before I learned about the Rosalina matchup, I thought he was my easiest matchup.
Damn.
honestly, it's I don't think you play against good Ridley mains.
I mean, there in Mississippi, there's Bioshroud, which is one of the best Ridley mains in the U.S. Like, and I think he's just like I've played him a bit. Like, I think he's just really good. I don't think Ridley's really good. Like, he's not good versus either of my projectiles, and he doesn't feel that good versus the sword because I can just kind of outrange him. And then he's also combo food, but doesn't get to live. He's like a combo food like a heavy, but doesn't get to live to 2 million like a heavy. So it's just like, sorry.
And I said it again.
Play a real character.
And I said it again. I don't think you played like good level Ridley mains.
Maybe.
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 Here qualified Nuggets in the I don't know. I think it was with the I think, well, I don't know, but he says you haven't died yet. What a surprise! Damn, that's. Oh, I think
I wasn't planning on.
I don't know why he said that. I think it's I'm saying.
I wasn't planning on dying today.
I think he says I don't know if I'm saying it out of context or if it is with the ice cream and the cereal things. I think it is with the cornflakes. Eating them dry, so I think that makes sense.
That would make sense.
I think that makes sense. And
I am a fan of dry cereal.
why? I mean, it tastes good with Cheerios, yeah, but cornflakes, huh?
Is your mouth okay? Because it starts.
This is okay.
Why pinch up?
Yeah, it kind of like sticks in.
I guess I just don't like. I don't like the sogginess, like the texture of like soggy cereal. Like I don't like how it feels, and I feel like although there are like a few cereals that can make it work, a lot of times it like takes away from the flavor of the cereal itself, which is generally what I want the cereal for, and not like that plus something else, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, of course. Well, question to Mystic. I don't know if you know what I'm saying, but ¿sabes hablar español?
Más lento.
¿Sabes hablar
Wait,
español?
what?
¿Sabes hablar español?
I failed Spanish 101 and now I'm taking French this semester.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Parlez-vous français?
I was bad at Spanish. I was bad.
So, vous parlez français?
I can't.
Vous parlez français?
I haven't gotten that far yet in French. I think that means can you speak French?
Yay.
But we're only on week 2 of the semester. You know, I'm not that good yet. I'm not failing the class yet, which is might possibly be better than Spanish was. But that's not really all that important. It's really not.
Great.
Great!
Great, yeah.
What I said is, do you know how to speak in Spanish? And then later I said, do you know how to speak in French?
Okay. I'm really glad I figured out it was Spanish in time because I almost just answered sure.
Yay!
That would have been really tragic if you like started saying other things in Spanish and I'm just like, I agree.
See.
See.
You would have been able to like make all of your takes and just like have zero backlash from me because I wouldn't know what you're saying and I'll just be like, yeah, SpongeBob is trash even though I love it.
Hey, she said SpongeBob is trash.
Wait, no, do not put that out of context. No, no. Hold
What
up.
did you do, Mystic? What did you do?
Yay! Out of context stuff.
Touch your link
Mystic
for
out of
the out of
context.
context stuff.
Yeah. Going back to the lightning round questions. What's your favorite video game aside from Smash?
I've thought about this before and I can't settle on one because there are like a few contenders for it.
You
I
can
really like Dark Souls. I really like Oblivion, Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door. Those three tend to come to mind for like my favorite outside of Smash.
That's a really good top three.
Or maybe Minecraft too. Like,
Here's the thing.
Oh my god, no.
I never played Minecraft, ever.
what are you doing with your life?
I played Terraria. I don't know if that counts. I think they're technically the
No,
same
that
game.
doesn't count. They have similar premises, but I actually
think they're the
predicted
same.
Steve getting into
I
Smash
kinda-
over a year before it happened.
I think they're the same. I think it counts if I say I played Terraria as similar if I say I played Smash.
No,
No, please stop.
nah, it doesn't.
Alright. Well, last question. Who would you like to nominate so he or she could come here to the podcast?
Ooh, who would I nominate? That's a tough one. I need to like think about this.
You can say it on text later, like on Twitter or Discord.
Nah, I'll nominate T3 Dom the Belmont.
All right. I hope I could ask him. He's an amazing player. So
Yes, he's a crazy good player.
yeah. So well, here's where the podcast is coming to an end. Thank you so much, Mystic, for being here on this podcast. If the public wants to look up to your social media, where they could find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at SortyFox. That's Twitter and Discord are really the only social media I use these days.
All right.
But I'm pretty active on Twitter.
All right. So don't forget to follow me on Twitch. If you you could not miss the chance of watching another podcast, and or subscribe to this. Oh, thank you, Mystic, for following. Or to subscribe to my Twitch channel. It will make me really happy. So anyone in the comments. So thank you so much to anyone that appeared talking about Femtruck, Alexandra, Roger, Ivo, Virend, Geico, Butter Dragon, and Qualified Nugget, and anyone that will appear and will watch this podcast in the future. Thank you so much. Thank you, Andy, for helping me out.
Yay!
And we'll see you in another life or in another podcast. And I will say goodbye. Live long.